Hello everyone! So we now know that CM Punk is all elite, but the rumours have not died down of many other big names coming this way as well. Today we're going to do one of the matches that I would like to see for Daniel Bryan if he was to join AEW, and that'll be against Mr. CM Punk. We've got 5 days of these as well, but they will go alongside our current Eaton shows. It's just been a little extra thing that I wanted to do just to try and get some views basically, you know. Got to try and get these views in, haven't you, really? But yeah, this should be good. So Daniel Bryan, I believe this will happen. It seems likely. Daniel Bryan apparently left WWE because he wanted some sort of working relationship in Japan as well as working nationally as well. I suppose for him, it's the same as CM Punk now. They've got enough money. Now they can just do it for the enjoyment of doing it, I suppose, can't they? So there's not much need to really hold back too much. Same with Adam Cole as well. I mean, saying that, Cole, if he does move to AEW and doesn't stick with WWE, is still going to end up with a massive contract no matter where he goes. And I mean, I don't know, if personally me, I think I would personally pick AEW over the two if I was Adam Cole. I would feel like I have a much better chance of having a future in AEW at the top end of the card rather than in WWE. But it's his decision at the end of the day, and it depends what they offer to him and what he accepts, I suppose. But there we go. Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk. Now, when we did this with CM Punk last week, I think he got 5 wins out of 5, didn't he? So momentum really is looking great for Punk. Of course, we know that Punk's first match in AEW will be Darby Allin. But this week is all about Daniel Bryan and the potential people that Bryan could wrestle against. And the reason I think this match could happen is because this is the one that everybody wanted, wasn't it? This is the one that everyone wanted to main event WrestleMania. And it was never given the opportunity to do so. I think there might have been a slight feud between the two. I don't remember anything major, but I think it was like a slight feud. But this deserved to be a WrestleMania main event. These two guys were both in their peaks at both the same time, and it was incredible for the pair of them. And the fact that we were not given that opportunity to see the match really did frustrate me. And that is exactly what AEW could do, I suppose. They could give us these two guys in the ring together. It's going to be tricky to see. I suppose Daniel Bryan, we know he's been wrestling up until recent, hasn't he? It's when was the last time Daniel Bryan wrestled? Was it Mania, maybe? No, before Mania? I'm not sure, to be honest. But either way, he's not been long out the ring. Of course, CM Punk been out the ring for 7 years. Did say on the press that he hasn't done any ring work since. So he's obviously, I think it's like riding a bike in some cases, though you don't really lose it. It's just more about the fitness and overall conditioning, which I'm sure CM Punk would have kept up anyway. So I don't think it will be the match that we really wanted 7 years ago, but at the same time, it could still be a fantastic match between these two. Great storytelling, and the fact we'll have CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan in the ring together would be amazing. So this is one that I would love to see if Daniel Bryan does make his way to All Elite Wrestling. CM Punk with a flapjack on the outside. Referee's up to a 4 count. Good camera work. That's quite cool, isn't it? As Daniel Bryan now sending CM Punk face first into the ring post. Referee is up to... what is he up to now, ref? Come on, Punk. Don't lose this by count out. I think that's an 8. So Punk is going to go the long way, but he got back in the ring. Fighting back with the forearms. Now dragging Daniel Bryan along. Slammed him face first into that top turnbuckle pad. Oh, I was 2 syllables short. CM Punk now dropping into the pin on Daniel Bryan. It's only a 1 count. Punk with a big boot right in the spine of Bryan. But Bryan's back up on his feet. Look at that discus forearm. Punk avoided. And Punk with that big running knee strike in the corner, followed up by the Bulldog. Vintage CM Punk. Punk now, oh, I thought he was going GTS then, but no, dropped Bryan in with a gutbuster instead, and Punk thinking maybe the big elbow. He's up on top, looking for that big elbow right to the heart of Daniel Bryan. But continues the assault, slamming the arm of Bryan back into the mat, looking to head back up to the top once again. Bryan slowly making his way back up to his feet. Punk is stalking, lovely drop kick. CM Punk now dropping into the pin on Daniel Bryan for the one. Only a 1 count. Big boot in the spine. Punk now taking Bryan up. Bryan able to slide around the back and a boot in the back of the leg. Bryan obviously very good at working down the body parts and using those submissions. And that's something I will speak about in one of the other videos a little bit later on in the week that I would like to see. It's going to be a little bit out there. Not many people are going to see that one coming. But I think it would be a really good feud. But Daniel Bryan now stalking the grounded CM Punk, and Bryan lines him up, and there is the big running knee strike right between the eyes of the cult of personality himself, CM Punk. But Punk has enough just to dribble his way out of that. I don't think dribble was the best phrase there to use, was it? Kick out is probably the best way to use it, but I said dribble. CM Punk now taking Bryan up into a powerbomb position, but Bryan fighting back with the strikes in the face. Bryan sending Punk into the corner. And into the far side as well. And Bryan with that running drop kick right in the corner. And goes for a second. Wow, Daniel Bryan not letting CM Punk get a breath at this point in time. Really has taken control of this match. And once again now working on those body parts, just pulling the arm back of CM Punk with the other one locked underneath him. And Bryan just stamping on the inside of the arm. Stamping the back of the head of CM Punk as well for a drop kick in the side of the head as well. And Bryan is in firm control of this. CM Punk in real trouble. Bryan now with that dragon screw, weakening that leg, weakening the knee of CM Punk. Bryan now once again going after that knee, locking in that knee bar. Smart maneuver here by Daniel Bryan, but he gets a boot in the face for his troubles. And Punk now has Bryan up on the shoulders, and Punk putting Daniel Bryan to sleep with... Oh no, Bryan straight back up, and Punk going to continue the assault now, sending Bryan off the ropes. Bryan has been busted open. It's been a great match between these two already, as we knew it would be. Punk now heading up to the top. And CM Punk dropping the elbow right into the face of Daniel Bryan for the 1, the 2. Only a 2. My God. Well, this just proves how good the match would be in AEW, doesn't it? Punk now trying to take Bryan up in his shoulders, but Bryan able to slide out the back and now catches Punk, and Bryan has him rolled up into the label lock. And Punk has to tap, and there we go. Daniel Bryan is victorious. What a match that was. And what a win it is for Daniel Bryan, who I don't believe was in the best position before this began. Let's have a look. Bryan. He was always on +1. This now puts him on to +2. Handshake at the end between the two. I think they're both there for the same reason. They're both there to help the younger talent and to enjoy themselves, I suppose, in the, I want to say the closing years of their careers, but they're both done everything they sort of want to achieve, and now it's just a case of enjoying their wrestling for what it is and helping the younger talent come through. But there we go. Fantastic win for Daniel Bryan. He moves up to +2. CM Punk drops from +3 to +2, but still in a very good position. So that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, hit the like, subscribe, all the other good stuff, and I will see you again tomorrow for our next match, when we look at another potential fantastic dream match for Daniel Bryan in AEW. Good night.